"You're filthy," my father spat across the table. He didn't even flinch when he said it, didn't care that every eye in the room turned to me, didn't care that my hands were shaking. "This career of yours," he said louder, "it's an embarrassment to this family." And just like that, after 29 years of keeping my mouth shut, of folding my dreams into silence, I exhaled. I stood up, pushed the chair in, looked him dead in the eye. "You're right," I said. "I shouldn't be here." And I walked out of the house, out of their lives. No drama, no screaming, just silence. They'd never understood me, not once. From the time I was 12 and coded my first app, I knew where I was headed. But to them, tech was just noise. My father wanted doctors, lawyers, people who wore clean collars and shook hands with pride. Not someone who sold code, not someone who wore hoodies to meetings and made money while playing on computers. He never said he was proud, even when I sold my third company, even when I made more in one deal than he had in 20 years. He just stared, like the money was tainted, like I was tainted. But I kept showing up. Birthdays, holidays, family meetings, I kept trying. Until the day my sister got sick. Stage 4, liver, sudden, aggressive. They didn't call me. I found out through a cousin's post. When I did show up, uninvited, Mom gave me that tight-lipped nod. Dad didn't say a word. My sister, Anna, smiled weakly from her bed. We hadn't spoken in years, not because we hated each other, but because he made sure I was always on the outside. Still, she reached for my hand. Still, I sat beside her. I told her I'd help. She cried. I meant it. Then came the family meeting, 6 weeks later. Same table, same cold air. They laid it out like a business proposal. Treatment overseas, clinical trials, charter flights, accommodations. Total cost? $100,000. Everyone looked at me, even the cousins, even the aunts, like I was the ATM they'd all been waiting to punch in. Dad leaned back, cleared his throat. "You owe your sister this much." I didn't argue. I simply said, "I'll think about it." That's when he snapped. That's when he called me filthy, said I was a mistake, said I disgraced him. And that's when I walked out. But I didn't walk away. I went home, and I started digging, because something didn't add up. That treatment plan, it didn't cost $100K. It cost $40K, max. So where was the other $60K going? I called around, quietly, messaged the hospital, a friend in finance, even reached out to the doctor running the clinical trial. And then I saw it. The treatment package they sent to Dad's email had an extra line. Consulting fee, $60,000. Wire to alternate account. The account belonged to Brian, my cousin, the one always broke, always borrowing, always in between jobs. It was all a scam. They were using my sister's illness as leverage, trying to squeeze me, milk me for sympathy, guilt, and cash. That's when something in me snapped, but not in anger, in clarity. So I made a plan. I called Anna, privately, told her I'd fund her treatment, every cent, but it would go directly through the hospital. No middlemen, no family. She cried again. This time, she asked me why. And I said, "Because you're the only one who never asked me for anything but my time." Then I called Brian, told him I knew, told him the IRS would know too if he didn't return every dollar he'd stolen from family over the years, because I had receipts, every wire, every lie. He choked, pleaded. I gave him 7 days. Then I drafted the email. Subject: the family meeting. I attached screenshots of the fake invoice, the consulting fee, the messages between Brian and Dad planning the split. Then I hit send to every single family member. No caption, just facts. By the time Dad called, it was already spreading. Relatives were blowing up my phone. Some in shock, some apologizing, some pretending they didn't know. I let him talk. For once, I let him beg. "It was a misunderstanding," he said. "You're blowing this out of proportion. We need you. Your sister needs you." I paused, then said, "You're right. Anna needs me, and I'm already helping her. But you need money, and you called me filthy. So go find your pride. Let it pay your bills." Then I hung up. Weeks later, Anna's recovering. She texts me once a day. We laugh about old movies. She's getting stronger. As for Dad, word got around. His friends, the church group, the investors he tried to impress, they saw it all. Turns out nothing ruins a man like being exposed by his own child, especially when that child is the one he spent years trying to silence. I never raised my voice. I never made a scene. I didn't need to. I let truth do the talking. I let silence make them sweat.